episode 3 of this 4-video series talking about Saturday on the Seacoast Men's Hike 2022. And if you haven't watched Thursday and Friday, pause this, go catch up, because this will make a lot more sense after you do that. So, let's see, it's Friday, the last weekend of April. We'll go to bed. We greet Saturday morning with open arms. Like, it's been a refreshing and delightful night of sleep. Surprisingly good for sleeping in a hammock. And I can talk to you about hanging a hammock, right? So you get a good night of sleep in the comment section if you're curious. But I woke up feeling refreshed. 6 a.m., I'm ready to go. Packing everything up, getting the pack ready. We have 13 plus miles to hike on Saturday. So we have the agenda of being up at 6, being ready to go shortly after 7. So up at 6, get packed up, walk down to the big campsite where the big fire is and where the picnic table is and where breakfast is being served. I appreciate the King's Hike so much for making us breakfast and fresh coffee Saturday morning, because that started the whole day out on a great note. Like that, the welcoming view, oh man. Lake Jocassee, late April, is a beautiful place to be. And we had a very long hike ahead of us, and I was welcomed with a very sore body when I woke. So I'm excited for the day. I got my stuff packed up. I'm excited for breakfast, and my body is trying to tell me all about the last 2 days. There's some residual stiffness from the first 2 days. And it's like, have you ever experienced in life where you're trying to do something but you're being like dragged or held back by past trauma, past pain, past experiences, past bad tastes in your mouth from different encounters with either people or places? Like, it's wearing, it's taxing. And in this particular situation, it was a bit distracting. So my feet are sore, my legs are sore, but thankfully I've gone and refreshed myself, and it was debatable about how cold the water was, but we were like, it's gotta be 40 degrees. Anyways, fully submerged definitely helped rejuvenate some of the muscles. But after breakfast, talking about fully submerging, after breakfast on Saturday, there was the extension, the invite, the welcoming offer to go take a dip into the cold lake water and get baptized. And Miles, the champion that he is, was the first one to step up and say, I want to get baptized. And I'm not trying to get theological or anything here, but I don't know, there was something in me that like said, I want to do that. Like, I definitely want to get in the cold water. And like, I've already been baptized, and so I felt like to do it again would just negate the first, like the emphasis on the first time. So I did not get in the water for the baptismal experience, but several other guys followed Miles' example and got baptized. I think there were 4 guys in total out of the 40. So that was pretty cool to witness the camaraderie, the energy, the hoorah. Like, that was very present there, and amidst the shivering and the shaking, it was like there was joy and excitement and celebration. And that was really cool to be a part of. And it was a great way to start our day. And so, talking about starting our day, of course, we got this long hike ahead of us, so we're trying to get out on the trail as early as possible. We were delayed, and Tripp, who had been absolutely inspiring Thursday and Friday. Man, like, my hat's off to that guy. That guy, as he says, he has a bloody sword to lay on the table. And not literally, but figuratively speaking, because he had a fear of getting out there and hiking, and he fulfilled on his promise to get out there and do the hike. And so he did Heartbreak Ridge, and he did it victoriously. It might have taken him a while, but he did it, and he was an inspiration to many. But because of the amount of wear and tear that put on his body, and because of how taxing and grueling Thursday and Friday were for Tripp, he, along with the rest of the leadership, made a strategic decision that he would stay behind with the King's hike, because if it had taken us about 10 hours to do 7.5 miles, we were getting ready to do about twice that mileage, and we couldn't afford a 20-hour hike day. Might as well just keep hiking all the way through and not sleep. So he stayed behind and got exfilled with the King's hike. And I'm super proud of him for completing the first half of this hike. So we're one man down, there are 15 of us. We head out for the day. And I kid you not, this happens at prime time, like perfect location. But we're about 0.8 miles into our long hike, and Ashley is hiking right in front of me. This guy, like, I love him so much. This guy, I got to be on the same team as him last year, and we got to be on the same team this year. And if you watched 1 year later, like, he was the guy who I was tearing up just talking about, and I'm trying to hold it back now. But this guy, it was hard losing him on Saturday as well, because we get 0.8 miles in, and he is literally the guy right in front of me on the trail, and all of a sudden we're hiking along and he just stops. He turns and he steps off the trail and he goes, go ahead. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he's got to, catch his breath or whatever, because I don't know. But I definitely don't want to lose my momentum, so I kept hiking. And I think Sean was right behind me. But we just keep hiking. And then we get up the hill, and we have rear trail boss and lead trail boss, and they're communicating on walkie-talkies. And then we got Jason in the middle, kind of team coordinator. He's got a walkie-talkie, and it's all very organized. But Kohler's up front, Matt's in the back, Jason's in the middle, and Matt comes up. No one can fall behind Matt, and he's like, guys, we gotta hold up. So we hold up. I am eventually up there with Kohler, and we're listening on the radio to what's going on. And we're hearing that Ashley actually had to not just take a breather, but step off the trail because of some excruciating pain in his knee. And come to find out, like, I think it was all the stiffness from the first 2 days and moving in that slow on-off pace that had him eventually either pull or rip or in other way hurt his knee pretty bad, to the point that we actually had to, and this is why I say it was perfect timing and location, because we were actually able to pull a boat up. This was the only spot on the entire hike until we were like 12 miles in to where we could pull a boat up and get him on a boat and get him extracted. So we lost some time in that event, and we lost a good guy. So now we're down 2 team members. We're down Tripp, who was a huge inspiration, and then we're down Ashley, who was just, he's a leader when it comes to being vulnerable and transparent and putting it all out there. Like, so we lost 2 valuable guys pretty early on in the day, and we have this long day ahead of us where we have to make good time, and by the time we actually get hiking again, we're 0.9 miles in, and it's 11 in the morning. So we've lost some valuable daylight when hiking. And so we're moving and we're trying to pick up lost ground. And the conversation starts rolling towards, hope you brought a headlight, hope you brought extra batteries for your headlight, because we might be hiking into the night. Thankfully that didn't happen. But what did happen was a third guy on the trip became so exhausted, much like the first two guys. It was just the stiffness in the body, the overwhelming weight of the backpack, and really it was a mental game. The mental game of saying, I can't go on. And he was like, I'm gonna die. I can't do this. This is rough. It's too hard. It was overwhelming. And I think about times in my life where things have felt overwhelming and like I just want to get extracted. I just want to leave. I want to hit the eject button. I want to go. I want to be gone. I don't want to face this anymore. And I'm sure you can relate to that. Like just life being too overwhelming. That's what this guy was facing. And he had to give up some pride and ask for help. And he was like, well, if Tripp could do it, I can do it. Like, I'm in better shape than Tripp. If he can do it, I'm going to do it without complaining. But it's like, no, we all have different thresholds. And so it was on the other side of giving up that pride, asking for help, that he was able to receive contribution from the rest of us. And we helped take weight off. I was personally there for one of the sessions where we had to rinse some sweat out of his eyes and rehydrate him with some electrolytes, a heavy dose of electrolytes, and get him going again. But there's no way he would have been able to do the rest of the hike or any portion of the hiking after that without a team surrounding him. And so I'm going to keep this week a little bit, or Saturday a little bit shorter, and just talk about the impact that is had when we give up. It's like we don't get to fulfill on the full mission, and we don't get to enjoy all the fruits and benefits of going the whole distance. And if we tie in like Thursday's message, Rome doesn't get freed. And so that theme just kept coming up for me all weekend. Like, the world might try to tell me that I can't do it or that I'm something that I'm not. I might get overwhelmed and feel like I can't go on anymore. Like, I just can't do it. I've felt that so many times. And it's through support of others, people I can count on. And I'm not just talking about family, but like a good support system that we can count on and go to for help, and know that they're going to have my best interest in mind. And that is so valuable in life. And it definitely, for me, has taken some giving up of pride to ask for help. And on the other side of that is success. Like, I was able to achieve things that I didn't think I'd be able to do. And so I wonder for you in life, when things seem so overwhelming, when you just can't go on, when you want to give up, do you have somebody that you can go to? Do you have somebody that you can call, that you can reach out to, that is going to support you fully and make sure that you're able to see your mission through? Because you can't do it alone. I used to think I could do it alone. No, that's not a fun path. And yeah, you're not alone. You have somebody, and if you think that you don't, I challenge you to challenge that thought, because you do have somebody, even if you don't know them. So reach out to me, send me a message, post a comment below. Like, I have a support group too, that even if I can't help you, I can help get you somebody who can help you. So life is better when we do it together. And so that's the reminder or the challenge that I'm going to leave you with this week. Where in life can you generate contribution? Where in life can you either contribute to someone else or ask for help and invite someone along in your journey? Because much like in the movie The Gladiator, it was fulfilling for his men to contribute to that victory. And it was fulfilling for them just as much as it was fulfilling for him. So, where in life can you generate contribution, generate help, and complete on your mission? And with that, packs on! 5, 4, 3, 2, I'll see you next week.